great start. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cryptid Creeks with Girls Run These Worlds. I'm JC Darcy. I use they, she pronouns. I'm delighted to be your navigator for this series where we're going to walk you through the basics of this wonderful new system by Hatchling Games. Right now, we've gathered to have our session 0. This is a crucial step in bringing together any RPG table. We're going to get to know one another a little bit, talk about what we want the game to look like, and we're going to put together characters that are going to go on an incredible adventure and hopefully put a stop to a curse. So to that end, the first thing I would like to do is invite our players to introduce themselves in the order that they appear on my screen. Mo, hi, how are you?
First, what do you want? Name, pronouns?
Yes,
and that's
please.
it right now?
What do you want?
Yeah. Just tell us about you. Just let's speed dating.
Stick name and pronouns on the floor.
Okay, yeah, cool. Name Mo, short from work, Mo Cats, if you're feeling froggy or cryptidy in this case. Pronouns, she, they. I'm playing a character in a Mothman costume. And I decided to wear it for session 0, and everybody else decided to wear costumes as well, and I'm really excited to be here. Speed dating, I really like cryptids, and I really like Darcy, so please give me my first date. Okay, thanks.
Beautiful, amazing. Yes. What does it you do? Do you give a stamp if you're interested in a person? Like, I flip my card to green. Yes, I will continue to date Mo in this scenario.
Yeah, what if I have like a curio cabinet, like crow's foot, that I dip in ink, and then that feels
You
crypty.
lost me. You lost me. Ida, hi.
I don't know what that was about, but I'm into it. I'm into the crow thing. I don't know what it is.
I ever think about crows. They creep me out.
My name is Aida. I am a human person. I am a Latina woman. My pronouns are she and her. And what is it I do? I'm a bit new to the cryptid, but whenever I see and think about them, I always think how I want to be the person to just like go and put my finger and pet. I see a big moth, and my instinct isn't to run away. It's like, can I touch its fuzzy butt?
It's like me and bears. Like, I know it's not going to work out. I shouldn't do it, but
it's great energy to bring to a game like this.
Can I pet? I want to pet. And I am playing a character who is not always very confident, but she has some academic skills that maybe do speaking for her. And maybe she's not too pleased about that. We're going to explore this. Who knows?
Amazing. Perfect. Liv, hi. Good morning.
hello. Yeah, good day.
Morning.
I was like, is it the morning?
I don't know. I choose to believe in the reality that suits me best, okay?
Yeah, of course. Hi, I'm Liv. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm just here along for the ride, having a great time, wearing my Letterman jacket because I'm playing a sporty character who is, I'll get more into it later, but I'm just really buff and I'm excited to be buff and here. So thank you, everyone, for this honor.
We are here to make dreams come true. That is what we do.
Mhm.
And finally, Gask. Hello, buddy.
Hello, I'm Gaskinator, and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing a character who's supposedly a healer of some sort, a medic. Are they successful in it? We'll see.
We're gonna roll dice and find out together. That's
You
the
can be
name
our
of the game.
pharmacist. Not a pharmacist, a
exactly.
pharmacist.
If I roll good, that my cures work, and the people at home should know that.
Mhm.
Of course.
They will. You're gonna show them.
You say slap some dirt on it, but you mean it seriously. Slap some dirt
And
on
those
it.
glasses are real, correct?
Yeah, they're definitely not 3D glasses.
Mhm. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna put your finger up and put them through the frame and prove that there were not even any lenses
can't
in
tell
it.
if
So
you're
you're
doing it.
already ahead of the game. All right, and with that, I think we've set the tone for how this is going to play out almost perfectly. We're going to attempt to do some Oh my god!
Wasn't expecting it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Girls Run These Worlds.
This is how we play. This is how everybody plays games. All right, we can do the sheen of professionalism. We're fooling nobody. This is how your table is going to run a session 0 as well. So we're hopefully going to guide you through it. We're going to run through the exact steps that are described in the quick start rules that we have been lovingly given permission to access by Hatchling Games. And when you get your grubby mitts on it as well, you can do the same. And if you bring lensless glasses to the table, you're doing it correctly. So a little safety overview. We have done an off-stream session 0. Well, we have established our lines and veils. We've talked about the content that we do want to see in this game and the content that we don't want to see in this game. It's really important just so we make sure that everybody can come to the table feeling comfortable, safe, and knowing that everything is going to be what they want it to be. They've signed up for something, and that's what they're going to get delivered. We do have this incredible, wonderful tool that Hatchling have written in called the River Scout Promise, which I imagine the River Scouts all stand around and dib, 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 dob, 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 recite at the top of every meeting. I will briefly let you know that these are the rules that guide this game, our game and your game as well. I will always keep teamwork in mind. I will let ideas other than my own be heard. I will only explore adult themes with consent. I will not accept any form of discrimination. I will respect our safety tools at all times. I will pay attention to my navigator. And I will be honest about my dice rolls. Everybody has agreed to all these terms. Fantastic, wonderful. I was reading from the script and couldn't see you all committing to the bit, but I'd love to see it.
I just
We're
started
starting. Yeah.
Amazing.
Wait to
I
try and
panicked.
load up the Google Doc, but yes.
So we have all agreed to those rules, and we have established our lines and veils. We all know at our tables there's always an open door policy, which is called city bound within the game. If you want to leave the creek and go city bound, you can do so at any time with no retaliation, no repercussions. Your character is just said to have moved to the city. That can happen in between sessions. It can happen mid-session. If there is content that anybody here doesn't like, they are not obliged to sit through it and make themselves uncomfortable. Make sure that you install that on your own tables as well. And at the end of the game, we're going to do something called Sparks and Kindling, which is where we discuss the things that we enjoyed most at the session and some things that maybe we can use to spark another discussion, to kindle another fire, to make something interesting happen in the next session, which I think is really lovely. So, moving on to the next part, we're going to talk about the tone that we want this game to be. Now, Hatchling make typically family-friendly games. I don't know if you've checked out their Inspire Hours game. It was absolutely wonderful. There is an AP on Girls Run These Worlds starring somebody at this table, maybe. That is made for sort of teenagers, younger kids at the sort of 11, 12-ish. This game is meant to be the next sort of step. So we're all playing teenagers, young adults. We can take things slightly more seriously, but we're still agreed to keep this game at a PG-13 level. So there won't be too much cussing, there won't be too much threat. Nobody's going to find themselves in any real harm. But other than that, I want to throw it open to the cast to sort of give me some cultural touchstones, any kind of vibes. Let's make an imaginary Pinterest board together of what the tone of this game wants to look like for us.
I think we mentioned the later seasons of Stranger Things, right? Yeah.
Differing from the early seasons in what way?
Just that they're older kids.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we're open to a little bit of threat. We're open to semi-adult themes, but nothing too scary.
Maybe.
Yeah. We're not going like full Euphoria with it.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah, I think the other big touchstone is stuff like Gravity Falls, where it's just like,
Yeah.
we're gonna go in a forest, and we're gonna find some weird guys, and we gotta solve the mystery, and everyone who's not like a child in the town is yeah, they don't believe you, and it's just the kids that got it.
Yeah, that's very much the vibe. You're the chosen ones. You are the only ones who can potentially save this town, and so there's a lot of bumbling adults around. If you're an adult and that upsets you, then sorry, this is probably not the show for you. Sometimes adults get it wrong. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But these kids are going to get it right.
To add on to that, I guess another animated show, The Owl House, like big Owl House vibes for me. Yeah. Yeah. If you haven't watched it, check it out. It's really good.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Mel, Ida, anything you'd like to add?
No, I think I'm totally on board with what was said. I love the idea of wilderness that is unexplored or untouched or not appreciated by the adults. Not everything has been surveyed out. There may not be good or accurate maps that exist. There are definitely hidey holes that only those pure-hearted can see. And I think we discussed about also the time frame, what sort of access and storytelling tools we have at our disposal. We decided that smartphones are okay, but definitely for dramatic purposes, They're not going to be on 5G. Connection is very spotty.
Mhm.
And I don't know necessarily
Yeah.
if we're all like little hackers in training either.
Yeah,
or
we're not
or
going to use them as a crutch.
no.
Do we have
Yeah.
walkie-talkies instead?
I would
That's
rather
cooler.
walkie-talkies for
Ooh,
sure.
Yeah, we can make
Like
that
little-
happen.
Pristine Bluetooth headsets.
You know what?
Your go
I
for
would
cap.
I would be
We're all
totally
Twitch
okay
streaming.
saying like, no, this is an area where maybe only some adults may have cell phones. Most people have pagers, but we have walkie-talkies because I don't know.
Because that's cooler.
Because yeah, we're so cool.
Yeah, I would absolutely be open to that. I think I would grant you that as an item in your clubhouse already, because you would all have characters would all have smartphones anyway. But if you want to substitute that for walkie-talkies, I won't make you choose it as one of your items. That doesn't count as one of your choices.
Ooh, thank
Um,
you.
especially because that allows me to say, "Oh no, oh the signal's really bad here. It's really fuzzy," at dramatically appropriate times, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So thank you for
Are
that.
we
Kid.
going to establish that it's like a one-way thing that like only one person can? I've just seen so much comedic potential with people trying to talk over each other with a one-way radio because it's just like they constantly interrupt each other and can't hear anything.
I'm going to imagine it's not like CB radio grade. It's not like what all
Yeah.
the fishermen have on their boats. It's something that you've got from the toy shop. So you've got. I used to have these as a kid, and basically anybody on the block who had this same set from Argos was on the same frequency. And you would quite often catch each other's conversations. I would love to lead into that.
That's so fun.
We need to always say over and out.
Yes.
Exactly. It's gonna be a like this. You gotta say over. Okay, you gotta finish it with over.
Oh.
Otherwise, I don't know that you're not talking. Okay, I don't.
Guys, we can say over and scout.
Oh my goodness.
Which is what?
Over
my-
each
oh my
scout.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
I think
I just
this
got some.
this has told us more about the tone of this game than anything else we could say.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
I do have a weird pull for a touchstone. The theme of the movie is not on par with what we're doing, but the camaraderie amongst, I'm assuming, like kids our age, if we could have like a Holes vibe going on.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
How familiar?
I
Oh,
love
that's a wonderful film.
Yeah.
I love that movie. And I've read the book about 90 times. So, and that's a conservative estimate. Yeah. So, yes.
Yeah, that's
I
perfect vibes. Either it's like it's a young adult novel about a group of kids who get swept into this. It's very that kids versus adults theme where the adults are kind of the clueless ones, but the kids come together to solve the mystery, and it's a great mystery. I highly
On
recommend
board.
it.
Also, I think we said Scooby-Doo hijinks of just like a gang trying to solve mysteries, and it's probably that like whimsical vibe. Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking live action Scooby-Doo almost.
Yes. Yeah. It's also worth noting that because it is a supernatural themed game, like the supernatural is real within this world. There are spirits, and for the purposes of this adventure, we are going to be running the Coldwater curse, which is from the book itself. So there will be themes of piracy and ghosts, octopi, and tiny little horseshoe crabs. So all of those things canonically exist
Touchy. With consent.
with consent.
grabby hands.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, beautiful. So let's get to the really fun bit. Off stream, everybody has already chosen their playbooks and started thinking about their characters. The quick start that we've been given had 5 preset characters with 5 of the playbooks. Obviously, with only 4 characters being here, they've managed to choose the ones that they wanted the most. When the game releases, there will be 8 playbooks. So they have chosen the one that they wanted the most, and I would just like to invite anybody who would like to tell us the playbook they've chosen, their character name, pronouns, and their super cool alias.
Just look for my actual name again. I know my alias. I know my name.
We're going to mention it now, and it's never going to come up again. Everybody has to call each other by their aliases in characters, so don't worry about it.
Cool.
Not me looking at my pin in Discord.
I got it. I think yes, I got it. I can go if you want.
Please.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing. My playbook is the skipper. The skipper's kind of like a leadershipy role, but mostly once again, as I said at the top, I want to be buff, and then the skip is buff, and that's why I went for this role. But it also happens to be like a leadership role, physically adept. They remain calm under pressure. We'll see how that works out. And it's a hands-on role, which sounds really fun. And my character uses she/her pronouns. Her actual name is Aspen Silverwood, which honestly I should change my name to that because it's pretty cool. And her alias is Cap because she's super sporty and she's like on the basketball team and like she's like cheerleading captain and just real hands-on, real leader. She loves to lead, you know, loves to do backflips, all of that stuff.
As all good leaders should.
Exactly. And I don't know what it is about me, but I it seems like a defining characteristic for a lot of my characters. They love to flip. I don't know why. I think it's because I really want to flip. But we'll see. She's
real.
yeah, right. And she's super warm and kind, loves to protect her friends. She's kind of proud about like her abilities, and so she's kind of got a little bit of an ego, but not like too much, not overbearing. But she's kind of insecure because she's got a lot of pressure on her from like her family. Yeah, and investigating cryptidy things is not well suited to such a well-to-do family, you know. So yeah.
Ooh, familial pressure.
Mm.
Interesting. A lovely little thread to bring in.
Mm.
Okay, great. Who would like to go next?
Go ahead.
Before anybody else goes, I would just like to say we kind of gave each other our aliases.
Yeah.
So they're like really special. Anyway. They're very cute and nice, and I like them.
That's important to know.
Yeah.
That was a choice that we consciously made, that these would be nicknames that the kids gave each other rather than something really cool that they get to choose. Like, my nickname is Fire. I don't know. I've got Fire Fist in my head. Been thinking about
gosh.
I guess. You
I'm
don't necessarily.
terrified of Fire
You can, if
Fist.
this is how you want to do it at your game, if you want to lean into being the hero that you want to see, by all means, we wanted to lean into that teen friendship dynamic of it's a little bit teasy, but it's well-meaning.
Mhm.
So I picked the Negotiator Handbook, and I'm playing a character whose name is Gabriella, but all her friends call her Gabby. Her pronouns are she and her. And the Negotiator, just to read from the description given here, the role in the crew is meant to facilitate good relations with the townsfolk and navigate tricky social situations. They are charismatic and find it easy to influence people through their way of thinking. Now, I'm going to be playing Gabby as she is the student of the month. She probably is the valedictorian, or will be. And I think I also built her in a way that there's a lot of pressure in from her family and the townspeople, where they're like, no, don't bother her. She's going to be a lawyer. She needs to be studying. Go away, kids. No. Oh, are you hanging with her? Oh, then you're okay. She was there. Then nothing, no. Everything is okay. Where who she is and represents does a lot of the speaking, but I feel that it speaks over her and not always for her. And this is something she's trying to circle to grasp. That being said, despite indeed liking to study and being that sort of smart person, she doesn't try to brag about it. She really does like being in nature, experimenting, and her way of persuading people is like giving some gentle reminders about how things work, how these facts actually strengthen your argument, or maybe might persuade you to do it differently. And I like to imagine that she got the nickname Quill because she takes a lot of notes, or that's me, Ida, as a person as well. But she found like this beautiful owl feather, and she spent so much time trying to make it work into a quill. And this is really hard to do IRL. And it didn't quite work, didn't succeed, but everyone remembers like all the ink splotches all over her paper and hands. And so she's Quill.
Adorable. I love that so much. All right. Mo, Gask?
Gas, do you want to go last, or do you want me to go last?
You can go last. Grand reveal.
Darn.
They're sitting there in a Mothman costume. There is no grand reveal here. The cards are on the table.
I have no idea what's going on.
No, maybe you're playing a completely different character. Maybe you're going to like flip off the Mothman costume.
Yeah.
But it has to be Liv's character who's flipping. Oh no.
Oh
no. Flipping
no!
rivalry.
Okay, I'll flip behind you while you do the big reveal.
Hello, I am playing Samantha Shannon, she, her pronouns, who is the medic of this group. Just to read as well, the medic is responsible for keeping the group healthy and injury-free as far as possible. They have a talent for treating wounds, but also for listening to the concerns of others. Pick this character if you want to take a healing/nurturing role within the group. I'm not sure how much nurturing I'm going to be doing, but I'm absolutely I feel like younger sibling energy of um like this character, you kind of have to go along with what they say because of the younger sibling energy, you know that? Like it's just like, okay, I guess yeah, I'll use this to treat my wound, sure. So yeah, needless to say, she has very unconventional ways of treating injuries instead of just, you know, a first aid kit.
There will be a first aid kit as well, though, right? Just to calm everybody's nerves.
Oh, you're so ready.
Yeah.
But with that
Ask.
little kid energy, if a child hands you a banana and says someone wants to talk to you, by galactic law, you have to receive the banana and
Yes.
answer the call.
Absolutely.
For sure.
There's mud in your cut.
You have to feel better, or else.
We're gonna be discussing like relationships. Maybe you'll be an actual little sibling. You know,
Yeah,
who
I'm
knows?
thinking that if anyone does want to be my keeper of sorts.
If anybody would like to be responsible for this feral child, please.
I think we should
speak
roll
up.
for it.
Winner or loser gets to be the sibling.
Well,
I mean, there are 3 of us.
But
So we
I'd
could
put
roll
it
a
away.
d6 with like
Yeah.
1 and 2, 2 and like 3 and 4, and 5 and 6 being the. Do you want to roll for your sibling?
yeah. Okay, so
Do you want
who's
to do
what?
that now? Mo, do you want to do your big reveal and then we can get to establishing some relationships? Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that sounds great. I was totally gonna let you guys skip me. That's
nope.
No. I know I'm called the skipper, but
I hate to break it to everyone. I'm not as exciting as I seem. My outfit, I am playing the Conduit playbook. Mothman costume not necessary to play this playbook. I just need everybody to know. My character's name is Hawkins Blue. Very strong Stranger Things vibes, but completely opposite of Liv's character Aspen. Very well-to-do parents. I like to think that both of my parents are the dad from Holes. I would like to have 2 gay dads from Holes. Not necessarily with like an inventor business, but like that might be like cute and fun and quirky.
Established canon. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Gay dads. Love that for me. I did not get to choose being the weird kid in like middle school and high school, so I'm going full send in that and kind of like claiming it, you know. So like I definitely have knee-high Converse, and I stuff things in my backpack without putting them in folders first.
Wild.
So
just so wild.
Just
oh my
Havoc,
god, did we not all
if
do
Havoc
that?
were a person. Yeah. My pronouns are they, them in character, and my alias is Flame, like a moth to a flame. Everybody was really creative with that one. I love it so much. And we were all reading our little things. I will just give the snippets that my character is very leaning into the spoopy aspect of this game. Good at interacting with the Eries, which I think, Darcy, you said they're horseshoe crabs
They
in
are
this
for
game,
this one,
right?
yes. Icy blue horseshoe crabs.
My character does have a companion that you will meet that Darcy okayed for me, so I will introduce my companion when we get to that point. But yeah, very supernatural baby is me. That's my gender for this game. Supernatural baby.
I love that. Were we supposed to mention our badges here or later on?
No, let's do that now before we get to relationships. Okay. So on the character sheets that everybody has been given, there are 3 badges. There will be more in the final game, I'm given to understand. But right now at the start, everybody chooses one of those badges. A badge is a special move that is related only to that type of playbook. Not everybody else can do it. So in Hawkins's case, it will be something to do with communicating with the Eries and the supernatural. In somebody else's case, sorry, I've immediately forgotten everybody's character names. In Cap's instance, it will be something physical, probably. The 3 on the sheet, we choose one to begin with, but as we advance and people gain XP, we'll be able to unlock more as we go along. So, in that same order, if you wouldn't mind telling us which badge you are going to choose to start with.
Yes. Was it me? Did
I
go?
believe so.
Okay, cool. I've gone with, to start with, I've gone with natural athlete because it just seems so right, you know? So it says if a die comes up with a 1 on any rolls using sporty, you can choose to re-roll that die. You must take the new result. It's pretty simple, just pretty good at sporting.
Yeah, sounds
So,
good.
For Gabby, who is playing the negotiator, her badge will be Friends in High Places. Once per episode, you have the opportunity to convince an otherwise challenging townsperson to become an ally. Gain advantage on your suave roll.
Ooh,
Very nice.
handy, yeah.
I will be picking Right as Rain. If a character is about to go over the misfortune limit and would mark a knot, you can immediately clear that misfortune. Can be used twice per episode.
That's so good. Wow.
That's really good.
Yeah. You're gonna be coming to me when things get tough, huh?
I guess so.
I love being threatened by gas.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I'm between 2 of them, but I think it makes the most sense for what my character has already accomplished for me to pick Cryptid Compass first, and that is you are able to identify the exact location of Eries within your vicinity. Add +1 to dice rolls when using the Eerie move. I'm very excited. Give me all the craps, please.
Okay, I'm going to write that down somewhere and it's going to come back to haunt you. That's great.
But not in this game, not
No,
this week.
family friendly. Some other time. A couple of things that I'll just touch on that came up in those badges. Liv mentioned sporty and Ida mentioned suave. These are 2 of the 5, I can count, 5 strengths that every playbook has. These are your stats, and because this is heavily rooted in Powered by the Apocalypse, you get given either a +2, a +1, a 0, or a -1 to each of those stats depending on your playbook. So for instance, the conduit is very strong in attuned, which is the strength that you will use if you are rolling to communicate with the supernatural.
And I am not. I believe in what's right in front of me. There's no such thing as little crab things.
But
Crabs
you
don't
are
exist.
very
You
smart.
have object permanence. It's okay.
It's fair to point out that they are very balanced, that what one playbook is very good at, another playbook might not be very good at. So having a balanced team is really important. It's not always necessary. If you want a team full of 5 conduits, then go for it.
Oh my god, yes.
You can make it happen. And the other thing that was touched upon was misfortunes and knots. Misfortunes are the conditions in Cryptid Creeks. So when things go wrong, if you roll badly, I get to inflict misfortunes, perhaps. It might be that you've tried to do something too supernatural, Mo, and I say that you're kind of burnt out and you can't communicate with the supernatural for a little while. You'd mark that as a misfortune. If you gain 3 misfortunes, then next time you would mark one, a knot tightens. Nautical theme knots, and that is like, it's like the uber condition that sticks with you and fundamentally changes the way that your character behaves for the rest of the series. Misfortunes can be cleared. I don't think knots can.
Ooh, not
So,
forever.
Knots are forever.
Yeah.
Misfortunes are fleeting. Thank God you have a medic.
Oh
All right.
no.
No pressure. No pressure. So at that point, I think we're ready to roll for sibling.
Roll
which
for
is
sibling. Roll for
fun.
sibling.
I love getting to say sentences that I did not expect to say on any given day.
So
By which I
who's who?
mean, let's establish some pre-existing relationships. Who are you to one another? We're going to lead into how you all became River Scouts. So think about those. Would anybody like to volunteer to be Gas sibling? Or does everybody want it?
I feel like everyone wants it, right?
All right.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We all do.
We all want it, so that's why I was like,
Okay.
it's only fair.
I tell you what then. Gask, roll a d6. 1 and 2, it's Mo. 3 and 4, it's Ida. 5 and 6, it's Liv.
Okay.
Either way, I would like to think that Samantha just is constantly over at friends' houses.
Mhm.
So much so that the like parents have like your favorite snacks also in the cabinet, just in case. You know.
Also, I will change my last name.
Oh yeah, we can be half siblings.
Yeah.
Maybe half or adopted.
True.
Adopted, but they make you have a different surname.
Or no, we can just make it canon that like one parent kept their their last name.
Yeah. That sounds good. Okay. And if it's the dice is cocked, then I'm just a weird only child. We got 2.
Dude, that means it's Mo.
Yeah.
So the weird kid and the feral kid are related. That kind of tracks.
Yeah.
That's intense because I feel that energy is going to just escalate
Yeah.
in the
The
bestest
two-
way.
yeah.
But
There's a very clear divide now, isn't there? I mean, it was kind of there before with a feral kid, a weird kid, a goody two-shoes, and a jock. Now there's 2 sides to this story, and I can't wait to see how they're going to interact.
Don't worry, I
Can we
see
establish
the rest of
now?
your siblings at heart.
We don't have to say how old we are, but can we establish who's older?
I mean, I feel like you are.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like that was taken as read.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you're happy with that,
no,
no.
because if you're a little shorter than me, you can like hide under my cloak.
Oh yeah.
and we're high schoolers,
All right.
or middle
Yeah.
school, high school.
I think middle school, like, so 14, 15, 16, maybe pushing 17 if you'd like to for a particular reason. But I think within that stretch, you can manage an older younger sibling relationship for sure.
I think I'll be like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The older one of the group.
Shmish.
Shmish.
Then I don't mind also being 16, but like born in like February or January, February 16. No, the other way around. November,
Right.
December.
Yeah.
December.
An older?
A younger 16. So
Got you.
Okay.
It'd be like a summer
Older
birthday.
16.
like just barely got into the school year.
Gotcha. Yep, I'm down with that. Any other relationships that you would like to establish? You've all been part of the River Scouts, presumably for some time, so you know each other through that organization. But did anybody else know each other? Is anybody the reason that somebody came to join River Scouts? Is anybody like, hey, you should come and do this? It would be really good fun. Is anybody neighbors? Does anybody work together?
I feel like I'm at the River Scouts because it's going to look good on a college application.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've been like, I've been through all of the different scout levels, like, since I was like quite young.
Got all the badges.
Yeah, all of them. But I do think I probably have like a part-time job once again to pad out the resume.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to know somebody from work if anyone wants to. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at you, Mo and Gask, and I don't think you are you working anywhere? What are you doing?
Do you think I interact with civilization?
That's the question.
We run a very successful mud pie business. Thank you very much.
Our parents tried to convince us to do a lemonade stand, but we said no.
Yeah,
This
you're
is
weird.
taking risks.
It's just
Your weird older
snowballs
sibling
into
kept telling you that
adorableness.
these things called Eries kept running away with the cups, and you were like, "What the heck do you mean?"
Yeah, sure.
Maybe one of your parents runs a business then, and maybe Liv's character could work there. And you guys are always hanging around, mucking around with things, saying
If they're
it's
like
really
an ice cream parlor, is there a cafe?
Yeah. Well, the next thing you
Ice
need to do
cream
is
truck.
talk about the creek. So we can. There's some established locations in there. You can add some more in if an ice cream parlor is one that you would like. You can absolutely do that.
Oh, could
That
we do a
sounds so
coffee
fun.
house? Because I would love to be
Yes.
like a cool barista.
The cool buff barista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do like team practices on top of that?
She makes it work.
Wow, that's impressive. I'm like, as a player, not as a character, I was like, hot damn.
I guess which kind of like could sidle into what we were saying before, Ida, because we were saying that Cap and Quill might have a bit of like a like blushing, like maybe have a
Ooh.
crush kind of thing.
Ooh.
Like you put
Yeah.
smiley face cinnamon on top
Coffee
of
shop
the
baby.
cappuccino
Yeah.
at the
Yes, it's
at the
coffee shop
coffee.
AU.
Mhm.
And obviously that coffee shop is your favorite place to go and study.
There's
Mm.
always a quiet corner. It's
Mhm.
well lit, and I heard about this outdoors group where one can examine biology first hand,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Learn new skills. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that you're studying biology for whatever reason, so I make a leaf on your latte. A leaf latte. There you go.
That's
Amazing.
biology
already.
Oh,
I saw you were looking at leaves. And then I turn around.
You knew that
American
before
or
you knew your
British?
name.
Okay, perfect. So we've got two siblings whose parents run a coffee shop at which the buff himbo works,
Mhm.
and the negotiator comes and studies to flirt awkwardly in a teenage way.
yay!
Perfect.
I also feel like Newt has been banned from the local library for reading in too many books that are in a pretty not great condition from
Covered
when
in
they
mud.
borrowed
Mhm.
them. And I feel like they go to Quill to get their fix of like they trust you. You know, you need to get me the books, the animal encyclopedias. I need to know. Get
But
me
you're
the
going-
one with arms.
But you're going to work. How about if we look at it together? I will turn the pages for you.
Oh, so I don't have to touch it. Yeah.
Perfect. All right then. So that leads us in quite wonderfully. You're all very good at this. To the overview of the creek itself, and I will read what has been written in the book to give you an overview of the town itself. Clawfoot Creek is a small town, generally considered a charming and safe place to live. The locals are happy to show visitors around, and they're especially proud of the harbour, which boasts a thriving fishing industry. Indeed, the docks are always bustling with activity. By day, fishermen shout to each other and haul rope and nets. By night, a more raucous crowd frequent the Fortuna Bar and Lounge. It doesn't seem at all the sort of place to be afflicted by dark secrets and worrisome events. But isn't that always the way? The surrounding countryside is a mixture of grassland and wild forest. Clawfoot Creek itself runs through it on a meandering path from the sea far beyond. One of the town, Stonewater, is on the opposite side of the creek and can only be reached by boat. And Bulrush Island sits in the middle of the river, close to the harbour, and boasts a rundown cabin. Other than that, it is mainly bare rock and windswept trees. The town of Clawfoot Creek rises in a gentle slope from the harbour and is full of winding streets and towering trees. The architecture is a strange mix of old and new, with glass-fronted businesses shoulder to shoulder with rustic wooden dwellings. And the town hall stands to one side of the square, just up from the harbour. It is large and grand, as if the architect had bigger plans for Clawfoot Creek than just a small fishing town. But a fishing town is what it is. So we have a selection of established locations, including obviously the docks, that's a very central area, and the town hall that sits above it. There is the Fortuna Lounge. Fortuna.
It's Fortuna. Now, I definitely have been like, oh, well, I don't think we can go in because it's Fortuna. It's Fortuna.
It's
So I
Fortuna.
don't think we can.
I just got that reading it out loud. I'm very smart. There is a library from which, okay, yes, Samantha is banned. Beautiful. Also a diner. And we've established a coffee shop. Would you like the coffee shop to replace the diner, or would you like to have the option of both? We can reflavor the diner and keep the NPCs who would live and work there.
I feel like the coffee shop would be like a nice hub,
Okay.
similar to the diner, right? Yeah.
Coffee
Maybe
shop
like
with
cafe.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah, cafe. Cafe works.
Okay, beautiful. I am going to require you to come up with a punny name for it by the time we record session 1. So
Okay.
jot that down and take it away as homework. Thank you very much.
Nautical themed.
Yes.
Been and gone. No, wait.
The
How did you
sea
do that
beam
so fast?
instead of the sea bream.
Oh, okay.
See, I don't think that sounds very appetizing. I don't want to drink a coffee from somewhere called the CB.
No. I'm
You've
looking
got
up some
time.
coffee
You've
terms.
got time.
I'm going for it.
Any other places you would like to add? Places that you might live, you might work. We're going to assume there's a school, but we're probably not going to deal with it too much because this is going to be set in summer when you're all on break.
Nice.
Do we have like a hub, or like a boathouse or a tree house or something?
You have a clubhouse, but we're going to deal with that one separately. You get to do the interior decorating of the clubhouse, so that's a separate section.
Fun.
Where does Cap get their enrichment? Is there like a gym or something? Not even a running track. You just sprint around the town.
Just run around the town, high-fiving people.
With like a tire or chains like tied to their back.
A full crab pot.
Pulling a tractor somehow.
And then for some reason, Gabby is like sitting there timing for Cap is going to run by. Like, oh, I happen to have this spare bottle of water.
Thanks. I take it, pour it all over my head, and keep running. Crush it against my forehead. Throw it into a recycling bin.
It was actually a metal thermos. It wasn't just a plastic bottle. It's just like, I don't care.
So
no
strong.
way.
Maybe she's the cryptid. We don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
The true cryptids were the friends you made along the way.
So true. But yeah, definitely like a gym.
Cool.
That she hits up quite often.
Perfect.
A storm's brewing.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
that's good. That's good.
I'm going to jot that one down
Brilliant.
in the absence of any advances on that.
Oh,
I love that.
this like no, this is the same as yours because I'm looking up coffee terms because that's how creative I am. Apparently there's like a salty sensation called briny with coffee, and it's the briny brew, that's all. But
Ooh. It's
brewing
pretty good
is
as well.
Brewing is good.
All right. So, since we jumped the gun, if there's no other locations to be added, but they can be after this session, we can always come back to this. This is a living document. We can add what we need. And in session as well, if you go, oh, I need to go to the hardware store that has always existed. It always existed. The magic of make-believe.
And just to establish, we said that Hawkins and Sam are siblings to dads.
Yep.
And Cap comes from a well-to-do family.
Yes.
Financially.
Lives. I feel like she would live in like an estate, like it's like proper well off. But she doesn't vibe with it at all. Yeah, like everything's very like picturesque. I think.
Oh yeah,
There is
association for sure there.
Are all
There
of your
is
trophies in like a glass curio cabinet?
in the
So they
entry
don't
hall.
look dusty. Yeah.
A vitrine.
The town does have a mayor. I don't know how you'd feel about having a relation to a politician within the town, if that fits, or if you just want them to be financially well-to-do and not entirely up to you.
Mayor's daughter, I'd love that. Like, yeah.
Oh, connections.
Oh, interesting.
Even it's my dad, odd it's my mum. It's my mum. My mum is the mayor.
Perfect.
Like it. I had I didn't mention that Gabby's last name is Mendoza, so I'm okay being like the kid of immigrants, and they very much is like if you have parents who are immigrants, very much the pressure to like do better than we do. All our hopes and genes generations are on your shoulders, and they just managed to get like the middle class house for this area, and it's very much veiled in like we have to look good, we have to put up appearances. Go be our future. We're all counting on you. Kick.
No pressure.
Lot.
If you said like mid-class, I imagine like the same for our parents. Can we be neighbors? Is that cool? Can we like live next door to each other? Maybe we live in like a duplex. Maybe like our houses are like not necessarily connected, but like we share a yard.
Oh, I was gonna say if we are one of those semi-detached houses that share a wall, we could do like Morse code knocks.
I'm okay with that. I forgot the word in
so
English
cute.
for the connected houses that share a wall.
Yeah,
So.
semi-detached.
Semi-detached, yeah.
And yeah, totally.
and there's a hidden door in like the attic that like we can open and like talk to each other or
Ooh.
something.
You just hang out the skylights at night, talk across the
We've
room.
adopted
that.
Aspen to like get her out of the house.
Oh, you have a guest?
Hello. I had to get out of there. They're doing another one of their sing-along piano nights, and I couldn't. My voice isn't warmed up, so.
I'd love to hear
Oh.
that from you, though.
Okay. Yeah. I can. Okay. I'll just do my. And then she goes into the corner. And she's like, "Do re mi."
It's the most beautiful sound that Gabby's ever heard.
Oh my god.
Soon.
All right,
With our
fantastic.
neighbors.
That's all
Cool.
that's beautiful. I can work with all of that. I love it. So beyond that, beyond those friendships, you have all for your own personal reasons joined the River Scouts Club. This is not a national organization. It's not like on a par with Scouts, but it's a local thing. I think there's probably branches all along the river and maybe most rivers in this kind of area. So it is very like Scouts, but it's very nautical themed. You learn to sail, you learn to tie knots, you learn survival skills, things of that nature. Some of you are probably better suited to this kind of thing than the others. I'd like to very briefly find out how and why you joined the River Scouts, and then we can talk about the clubhouse itself.
I mean, do you think our parents pushed us
Get out of the
into
house.
it together, or like was it? Yeah, if Newt's gonna be outside constantly and just we can't have her digging up the backyard anymore. She needs to get out in the forest.
Yeah, I like to think at some point our parents like pulled me aside and were like, "Hey fam, can you get her the heck out of the backyard, because we keep trying to plant new grass and it's just not growing fast enough, and there are like patches back there, and like it's a lot." So like maybe, but I like to think also like our parents are the kind of, I mean I'm a millennial, so I grew up like you don't come back in until the streetlights are on, like very like we were both outside all the time. So like I don't know, like we probably were wild enough to go and find a boat and learn how to use it without parental supervision, but with life jackets. That I like to think that's probably
Feral,
safe.
but safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Safety is important, especially on the water.
Put that on a shirt. Feral but
Yeah.
safe.
Feral but safe.
New merch
Find
dropping
it in the
now.
Girls from These Worlds store.
Gabby would have maybe seen all the patches in the yard and go over to neighbor like, "Sir, if you'd like, I can help you set up a compost heap. You know, the additional nutrients will promote better grass growth. Push, go." Okay.
I love having Gabby as a neighbor.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been slowly improving as people without even knowing it. She's just been like, you start to act like the people you hang out with like a little bit.
Yeah.
Gabby's our good influence.
Yeah, Gabby told me how to wash my hands before eating.
Oh my god. Why didn't your fathers do this?
They tried.
You should separate the organisms you're so interested in, like the worms and all the things you see under the microscope. They should stay on that side of the microscope. If they're inside you, you can't like really look at them. So keep them outside of you. Okay?
But how will I do a taste test?
You already have your basis line.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, I have much to think about.
Okay.
Every day is a school day.
Newt
If I'm
has
there,
so
I'm
many
like, there's
bug
nothing to
jars.
think about. There's nothing to think about. No, just do the thing. Just
do the
wash
thing.
it. Wash your hands, Newt. Please.
Liv and I
Is
don't
one
want
of
to our
Aspen's-
characters join the River Scout. I'm already feeling the pressure of herding cats. I'm so excited.
Is one of Aspen's kit items a stopwatch? Because
I mean, I think that suits. it's a stopwatch, but it's also for when I'm just like stop to everyone
It's
else.
just on the back, it just says stop.
Stop. Stop what you're doing.
It has a really loud beep. Like it can be a stopwatch and a countdown timer, and it has a really loud beep when you.
Like one of those really annoying ones.
Yeah.
So we're picking our kit items then?
By all means, yeah, absolutely.
Hey.
So everybody starts with one kit item. And once you get to so what we'll do for the clubhouse is, and you can decide as we go how or when or why you joined. Each of you is going to take a turn to describe something about the interior of the clubhouse. Each of you is going to recall a memory that you have of your time in the clubhouse, and each of you is going to place one useful item in the clubhouse. You start with one kit item that is just yours. Those 4 items that you're going to place in the clubhouse become like a pool. So you can gain another item or swap out. I think you can swap out the one that you have. If somewhere you're going, if part of the investigation lends itself to having a stopwatch or a crowbar or an inflatable dinghy, when we start each session, we'll start in the clubhouse and you can say, I'm going to take that item instead.
Gosh, we're gonna have to make a list.
Oh no, I'm sure you'll hate that.
I love lists.
I just already made
What are
several.
you talking about?
So, describe the interior. In fact, no. Do you want to do your kit now, or do you want to do your kit towards the end, where you add items to the pool?
I would like to think a little bit on the items.
Also, in terms of joining the scouts, like I said, it's I've been a part of all of them growing
All
up,
of the
and
clubs.
also resume stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm.
So, the interior of the clubhouse, what is it like? I will tell you that it is slightly out of town. It is not on the harbor. It is more towards sort of the forested areas outside of town, but it is slap bang on the riverbank.
What's
like
the exterior like? Is it a treehouse? Is it like a turned over boat?
I think that's up to you as well.
I'm imagining like an old camping cabin that is so out of shape that it can't be rented out or used anymore.
Yeah,
I like
maybe
that.
like a storage cabin or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can blend it with Gas's overturned boat, like we fixed the roof by just putting a canoe on it.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I love that. Honestly, you said overturn boat, and I was like, yeah, yeah. I just lifted up with one hand. Yes.
Oh
Yeeted it onto the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that sounds cool.
Cool. That's the exterior. What about the interior? I think you pretty much have free reign of this place. We'll assume that there is somebody who occasionally checks in on you and awards badges and runs training sessions, but especially now in the summer, you've kind of got free reign to make it your own little den and customize it however you would like.
However, we would like, you say, Darcy.
Within reason, Liv.
But but what if I wanted a whole like coffee setup so that I could make cafe au laits and such for everyone? And
Yeah,
I mean,
because you
if
bring
she's
your
from a
work home with you.
And if she's from a well-to-do family, I mean,
I got
Yeah.
money.
You
Would you
told
spend
your
it on my
parents
friends?
You've got like
you
a
just needed
full
an
bar.
extra. You just needed an extra $1,000 espresso maker for no reason.
Yeah.
To
I need to
practice.
Just to have.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's for college.
You can't just be a
Mama.
barista. You have to be the best barista.
coffee scholarship.
I bet it exists somewhere.
We're in the Northwest.
Mhm.
I mean, you go to Seattle one day. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are important skills.
Also weights.
Weights and a coffee machine.
Just
Perfect.
lift the espresso machine, like hup, hup, hup.
What more does a game
Don't do
need?
it like this. It's probably very bad for your back. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Lift from the
Bad for
knees.
coffee.
I'm okay with like
Amazing.
mismatched furniture that never sold from the charity shop.
Mm-hmm.
Or like
Some bean
secondhand.
bags.
Yeah.
I also feel this is a very small detail, but there is one of those like welcome mats at the front that's like very punny, like anchor here or something like that. But it's an attempt to try to stop tracking dirt into the cabin, the rest of the cabin.
And how does that work?
Well,
I
for
mean-
everyone else, except for Samantha.
Well,
I mean,
you've got you've convinced her to take her shoes off at
I
least.
was gonna say, you take your shoes off at the door. Cap insists.
You'll lose all the specimens you've collected on the boots otherwise.
True, true. I'll have to funnel them in somewhere else.
Cap is so
Okay.
worried by everything you say.
There's
Here-
I feel like Newt has her own lab. There's no equipment that could be sanctioned there. There, like at best, she has a cracked magnifying glass, but there's jars of things.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them got bugs in them.
A fermentation station.
Yeah, some of them are
Ooh.
fermenting. Some of them are just growing mushrooms,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, some of them are just really bad smelling.
Mm.
Can
I
we
believe
all
it.
have like a quarter of the place
Yeah.
each, and it's
Yeah.
all like color coded?
Oh,
yeah, what's
dear.
everybody's colors, guys?
Don't make me go and make this in The Sims after this, okay? I don't.
Please.
God damn, I'm definitely gonna do that.
I will say for okay. So Hawkins would not have made their corner for themselves. Hawkins would have made like the hangout corner because Hawkins is very used to like being like a loner without being like in this group of friends. So like this is a special place for this group of friends. So like my space is their space in this space. So this is probably like a reading corner / art corner with like books that have not been stolen from the library as far as Gabby knows. But just to like, you know, some maybe like if Hawkins had noticed that there were 2 of the same book at the library and like accidentally forgot to return one and left a couple
no.
books on the counter.
Families,
know, there's probably a collection of like 10 to 12 books here of like ones that Samantha has shown extra interest in. There are bean bags in this corner for sure.
Gonna
One of which
suggest bean
leaks.
bags.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, one of which leaks, and it's not because there was a hole cut in it so that the little creature that I have with me has a place to hide. Definitely not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So just very like reading light, small bookshelf. And I would like to indoor swing, maybe
Ooh.
I was gonna
Yeah.
suggest an indoor hammock in lieu of a couch.
like a cocoon.
What if none of the seating is on the floor? It's all suspended.
In case of flooding.
We would have had to practice our
No
knots,
zags.
and that's how you know they work because we haven't like broken our tailbones falling down.
Perfect.
yeah. It's to strength test the roof to make sure there's no other holes in it.
Indoor tire swing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've made the rafters into seating. So
Yeah.
we can all plan in the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And see the stars and navigate.
There's
Yeah.
Christmas lights on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we get Cap to move the canoe out of the way if you want to go stargazing.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Hear that?
Perfect. I think we've got a pretty good image of the interior of this, and you're going to keep adding to it as we play. I can tell it's going to be
Hole
all
in
of a
the gr- in
sudden.
the
Mhm.
hole in the floor where I fell through once because I don't know.
When you fell from moving the boat on the roof
Yeah.
all the way through to the
Literally
water
fell
beneath.
from heaven is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Hit every branch on the way down.
I mean, that again, you're all very good at segueing into the next part. Is that a legitimate memory that you would like to create that happened at the clubhouse? I really like everyone to create a memory of something that happened. It can be good or bad, but something that you all shared, or maybe just 1 or 2 of you shared. Bear in mind, this game asks us to lean quite heavily into these interpersonal relationships. There is an entire move dedicated to a sensitive one-on-one scene. So if you wanted to recount any of those, any time that you felt that you bonded particularly with somebody who you didn't previously, feel free.
I feel like because from what I feel like because Cap is like very pristine, and Newt is very much not. I feel like there should have been like a bonding moment between the 2 of us to explain, you know, that we actually do get along in our own little way. Maybe like maybe you showed me the specimens that you're keeping or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to I'm trying to think about like what would be one singular moment, because I see where I was going is that when you said you fell through a hole in the floor, I was like, yeah, Newt probably released some termites. Sorry.
Yes. Oh my god. Absolutely. Okay. No, I love that. Well, okay, so you released the termites, like the hounds. You released them, and then they made the area a bit less sturdy, and I fell through. And then like I was just like soaked because I ended up in the water, and then basically it was just like a bonding moment where you had to stop me from getting hypothermia or something.
Yeah, I had to patch you up.
Yeah.
And then Newt
Apologize
like
and
also
all
learns
that.
about consequences a little bit.
Yeah.
That's an important lesson.
Shit. So it was a bad and good memory of like, yeah, you're patching me up, but it's also like, please don't let your bugs out in the clubhouse, please.
You got it. Not natural habitat.
No.
I have a memory, a little before you started hashing this out, I was like, I had something in my mind a little similar. I would recommend this one be with someone like a cat, for example. We all know that Newt is Newt, and as much as we sort of like pat Newt on the head and assure that she's okay, we also want to share that we take Newt seriously. And that's always this line of like, we treat you seriously, but we still kind of have to like, I want to imagine that there's the situation where Gabby, for some reason, knocked over a jar and accidentally released like the biggest bullfrog that Newt had captured. And she's like, oh no, I have to get this back in the jar. Help! I can't. Newt's gonna think I did this on purpose. Newt's gonna think that I don't care about what she's doing. I do, but help! Help! And I want to imagine like this. She ropes in Cap to help, and the two of them have this wacky saxophone scene of like chasing a giant bullfrog hopping through their hideout.
Cap's like trying to use rugby tactics on it, but it's a bullfrog.
Like corner it, defense. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
And did you actually manage to catch the bullfrog in the end, or does it escape?
I hope we cap. You know what? I'm gonna roll dice.
Yeah,
Odd we captured it. Even we did not. Even.
Nice.
Yeah, because then it kind of
we lost it.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
It went through the hole into the water.
Reinforcing the lesson.
The door when Flame came in and just picked it up off the ground, like, guys, it's easy.
But then turns and throws out the door, like, off you go, little buddy.
Yeah, be free. Oh, but it's so slimy. It's slimy and you're touching it.
But I imagine that Cornerstone not just building that memory with Cap, because she was happy to do that with Cap, but it was like she was really caring about Newt's feelings in that moment. It wasn't about the frog. It was like, Newt needs to know that I care and respect what she's doing, even if I don't always understand it. Even if sometimes we're just like,
sure,
being
sweetie,
extra bubble wrap.
You want.
Maybe like we made like a banner afterwards, and then like Newt, you came in and it was just like, sorry, we lost your frog on like a banner.
You see the whole house in shambles. Like, we really tried. We really did.
You say which one?
Yeah.
The big one.
All right.
So, do you want to come out and help me catch more? I can show you how to glue them real tight so they don't slip out.
Gross.
Oh, that's so interesting because I have cheerleading like right now, but like I would love to. So yep. Oh my gosh.
Next time. Maybe next time.
Catch you next time.
Flame, what is a memory that you might have of this place? I have if you're struggling, I have a prompting question I could ask you.
Ooh.
It's not that I'm struggling. I like to think like one of probably the first times we got back from I don't want to say an excursion, but like what are are things called? Adventures, excursions,
Sure.
like
There is no
missions?
definitive term. It's whatever
Okay.
you guys mischief. Let's be
Outings.
honest. Yeah.
Because we are so like low level, as it were, I like to think for this game, like others' ability to like see the Eries are probably like, unless I tell them they're there for the first time and I tell them like how to look for them, they probably don't see them. So
Absolutely.
probably a memory I would have is like one of the first times like I saw Eries and just like messing with everyone, kind of like, ooh, like that one's got like the one of the buttons on your shirt, and just like, you know, they didn't, but when, you know, my friend looked down to like look where the button was, like the Eerie would like steal their hat instead or something. Like, but like it wasn't me, and like everybody was like, how are you doing that? Like that's crazy. And like, you know, I just me messing around with the Eries, maybe misplacing things like the favorite mixing spoon in the bar, like the coffee bar section.
Yeah, a
Where
huge
Aspen was
gasp,
like,
like,
where is that? And like there's
"No."
there's just like there's a spoon like hanging in the air in the rafters because an
The
Eerie has it,
missing
you know.
spoons.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that like famous "Who broke it" scene from Parks and Rec. It's like, who broke the coffee maker? And you just have
I did it.
No, you didn't. Well, Cap's being really quiet right now. I think
It's my spoon. It's my coffee maker. Why would I break it?
Yeah. Ooh, or like me warning Aspen like not to use the coffee maker because like an Eerie's like sleeping in it. Like in the coffee pot, you know?
Oh, no, you gotta get your friends out of my coffee pot. You can't do that to me. Please, Flame. Get them
Some
out.
of them
Are
might
they in
enjoy
there?
like hot water, but coffee, it's a bit much.
taste test.
You know, there are some beans that after they go through the mastication and digestion process are said to have a higher value and a higher taste and bitterness content. What if some of these not yet proven creepy misties do that?
So the eerie things come from the coffee. The coffee makes the eerie's. Oh, this is changing the game for me now. Okay.
The creepy misties.
I've been making them. She's like looking really seriously down at the coffee.
Like, what can't I
have
do?
powers.
Oh my god.
All
God
right.
of the
Looking around like,
E's.
my children,
Perfect.
where are you?
My invisible children.
Oh my God.
So that is the past. Let's bring ourselves into the present. Let's bring it all together. I would like you very briefly to imagine. Oh, sorry. No, I'm so sorry. I skipped a step. Skipped the kit. I'm
But you found it.
terrible. We found it. We got there.
Figured it out.
All
my
important.
list.
So I think there is already a list in progress. I think this might be quite a quick process. So a piece of kit for the pool and a piece of kit for yourselves. Feel free.
Oh, I did. When you said 4, I thought we had to give 4 to the pool.
Mm-mm.
And then oh no, now I have to
One
pick
each.
one?
Yes.
No.
But you can add, I think you can add more as we go along. So you've got a backup
Okay.
list.
Okay.
You can have one
okay,
for
okay.
yourself and one for the pool.
Yeah, advancements increase your kit with an item. Increase your kit with an item.
Fine.
There you go.
Can I have a baseball bat?
Absolutely. Sold. Next.
Cool.
So that's your personal.
Yeah.
I want my special first aid kit.
What do you mean by special?
Full of mud.
It's just
Leaves.
put it up. There's leaves. There's mud. There's
A
Leeches.
bandolier of test tubes.
That's cool.
oh, with like yeah, and they're all
Mud in all of them.
yeah, with
Like morning
with-
mud, evening mud, afternoon mud.
After 8 mud.
Samantha is always clinking as she walks,
clink.
just like a string of jars
It's an
across her
awesome
torso.
I'm like a wind chime walking.
Let's hope you don't have to roll any stealth rolls in this.
Yeah, we're trying to be real quiet right now. So if you could just maybe like
not
Stop
a
taking
little bit.
samples.
Yeah. Please, Newt, please.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like that bandolier of like some of them are empty, some of them are full, like some of them are samples ready to be taken,
Mhm.
and some are full of like the weirdest liquid. This has been river water that I put in here for like 3 weeks in with this like special compound of mud and fungus, and we're gonna see what happens.
Some of these
Perfect.
samples are ready to be sampled themselves. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
mm.
Flame?
they're potions. It's my potion bandolier.
Potion bandolier.
Lotions and potions.
Okay, so hear me out. I already have a shirt under the cloak that has like a cat pocket for my current friend.
Mhm. Yep.
But in case of encountering other Eries that I would like to bring back and just hold briefly at the clubhouse and then release
Sure.
them, catch
Mhm.
and release. Cat backpack.
Ooh.
That's
When you say
my
cat
bag.
backpack, a backpack for cats or decorated with cats or both?
So a backpack.
bubble.
I'd like to think it's
The
like a
bubble?
duplex, so I can have two. Yeah, it has a bubble on each side,
Okay.
but like with a divider just in case. But it's a removable divider in case they're
Mhm.
friends.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah,
Perfect.
cat backpack.
Cat backpack. Okay.
Mhm.
So specific. I love it very much.
Mhm.
And Quill.
I'm going for a collective item, like a little pack or that would be handy for surveying or demarcating the area, like grease or wax pencils that actually write on stone. You can actually leave marks on bark, kind of
Nice.
thing. Pre-cut lines of length that you can say like it's actually this far away. You can have flag up, so things for surveying sort of thing.
Okay.
Mhm.
Very practical. Okay. I like
Mhm.
that.
What about
And it's
night
it's
vision
also good for like
binoculars?
also good for like
Ooh.
measuring.
Now we're getting military.
Communication.
If you can adequately tell me where you would have got them from, I will allow it.
Look, Darcy, here's the
Christmas
thing.
present, birthday present.
My parents are very wealthy, and they give
Listen.
little Aspen whatever she wants.
Perfect.
Aspen
Sold.
bankrolled this whole operation without her parents
Yeah.
knowing.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I really need military grade fireworks, and I
Mhm.
can't tell you why. I don't know. Cool.
And
So
they
that's
just
for
give you
the
it.
for,
Yeah.
for everyone. The binoculars, the night vision binoculars.
Okay. So that's
Is
part
that
of the
what
pool.
is that what Newt is constantly wearing?
I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
you would.
That takes
I
one
love
thing off my
I
list.
I wish. I think for mine, I'm gonna go tried and true Swiss Army knife.
Ooh.
For the pool one.
Very cool.
How well it actually works, how many features are on it, we'll see.
Whatever you want. Again, it can be a magical Swiss Army knife. If you tell me it's got an antenna, sure, why not?
It's got a chain on it, and when you pull it, like
It starts up.
huge alarm goes off. Oh, no, yeah.
Yep, sounds good. So is that have we got everybody got their individual items, and that's now 2 in the pool?
Mhm.
I think so.
Okay, so 2 more for the pool.
Mine's absolutely unhinged. And I apologize because Gabby's probably going to have to fix some relationships with some adults if anybody uses this. A megaphone.
Yes. I don't know what we're doing with it, but I'm excited.
Yeah. We're going to be on a boat in the middle of the water. You know, we might need
Mhm.
to call out to someone. I mean, we're loud, but like. what if we need
Attention,
to be
all
louder?
adults.
I need you
Boat
to know
safety.
that Newt has used it so many times to try and amplify bug noises to see what they're saying. Do worms talk?
Just come into the clubhouse and she's just holding this microphone up to a worm with the ear right to it. Like, hello.
That has me kind of thinking a bit strategically. Like we have these are all items that seem to be suited for the exploring,
Mhm.
but I'm thinking maybe it should be an item that is used to buffet the challenge relationship between us and the townspeople. So I'm sort of thinking, Gabby keeps a stack of incomplete homework and book reports that all of you have not finished in all your handwriting. At any time, if someone is like, "What were you doing?" and I'm like, "She was working on a book report. Look, it's
Genius.
halfway done." And I have like a binder, a folder of them.
You've
I
got a
have-
technical genius on your team, guys. Well
Just
done.
I have an
Genuinely
out
like
Genius and things
that's my
like that as
actual
well.
handwriting. How did you do that?
because you never actually you started. This was your first draft, and I kept it for this reason.
Mhm.
For this reason.
And no other.
Okay. Good job.
I'm
Which
just
is everyone's first drafts.
putting that in the ledger as the handwriting hack. I don't know how else to label that.
Get out of adult jail. I don't know.
Get out of
Get out of
adult jail.
jail. Yeah.
Get out of grounded free card.
Ooh, yeah.
Use
Perfect.
homework.
All right. I'm already so fond of this crew. Fantastic. So let's wrap it all up then. Imagine a typical day. It's summer, school is out, and presumably with a lot of spare time, you've all found yourselves here most days rather than sit at home and be nagged at or go out and make any other friends. This is your base. This is where you spend a lot of time. This is where your coffee shop is. This is where your coffee machine is. Why not? Maybe you're enjoying the sun, tinkering with some projects, just scouting for general mischief and bullfrogs along the riverbanks. What if you were all outside? What do you think would be your go-to activity? It's just the four of you there. It's a lazy, sunny afternoon. What would you be up to?
Hole digging. Digging holes.
Time-honored tradition of sitting by the riverbank.
We didn't say we had a shovel in our kit, so it's with hands only, baby.
Swiss Army knife.
It's a full-size shovel in there.
A mini one. A very mini one.
It's supposed to be a spoon.
Yeah, you definitely also use it for like ice cream and stuff.
Yes.
Oh.
Adjacent to that activity that's happening with Samantha, Hawkins is hanging upside down from a tree branch holding a hose, ready at a moment's notice to like spray her off. You know? Things are getting muddy.
That's your sunny
Exciting.
day activity. Just looking at your sibling, making sure they don't get too muddy.
But it's a race against the clock, whether the hole gets finished or Hawkins passes out from all of the blood reaching their head.
I'd just like to challenge ever so slightly the wisdom of, well, that child is muddy and sitting on a muddy riverbank. I will add water to this situation.
We have to learn we're teens.
That's true.
It's more like a cat spray bottle to deter.
It starts hissing and like scrambling everywhere. Climbs up a tree.
I would want to imagine that Quill or Gabby is sitting off to the far side, is sitting on top of a backpack that has mismatched but clean towels, but is applying the not learning we did some activity ago. But she's actually using tall grass, and she's like almost knitting like lanyards, what all teenagers as you did lanyards, ties the knots, almost kind of bracelet sort of things. Just weaving grass, maybe putting in some long dandelions or some long daisies into it. She's grass weaving.
And Cap?
In like the complete antithesis of everything else everyone is doing, I feel like Cap is like, I feel like do we have a boat? Is that a thing we said? Do we get okay, cool.
If you can get it off the roof every now and then.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
No, I think part of being a river scout is that you have access to like no, in fact it is actually a basic thing that you do get a boat. It's not shiny, it's not a yacht, sorry. Your parents didn't fall for the signing that particular document yet. It's something you can work on in the series if that's what you really desire. I think it's like a really simple kind of sailboat, but yeah, it's yours.
Cool. Yeah, I think that Cap is out on the dock, enjoying like hard-earned relaxation. I think she's like sunbathing, and she's like reading a book. One of the books that Flame procured from the library. Yeah, and just having a nice little sunbathe. Yeah,
Okay.
chilling. And it's just
Beautiful.
like glancing at the specks of mud flying like fairly close to her, and it's just like
Keep that
Some
shit
of
away
them are
from me.
like free willing over the boat.
Well, as you're all doing this, as you're all enjoying your relaxation, I think the person who would become aware of this first would probably be Hawkins. You are just looking around, like you kind of bored waiting for this to get to a certain point, but you know that you're not there yet. You become aware out of the corner of your eye of a gigantic dark shape in the water. It's off down the river a little way near the tree line. And as you look, you focus on it, it's unmistakably a giant tentacle with suckers on the bottom, snaking out of and into the light. And it makes a gesture which, on a human hand, would unmistakably be beckoning you. You're struck with this intense feeling of familiarity, and all of a sudden you can faintly hear a vast, slow heartbeat in your ears that is not your own. And you are innately aware in that moment that that is the heartbeat of the river itself. And in your pocket, Ghost goes still and silent. But their eyes are fixed on this same shape that you can see. What would you like to do?
I immediately dismount the tree.
Do you
You
do a
let the
flip?
hose go. It just
The hose is
Roll
hosing
for flip.
on the ground. Yeah. Gabby, get out of the way quick. This thing's like, okay. Yeah, great. Immediately, because we were upside down, I like to think like Ghost was like somewhere like just like maybe in like the like against my neck, something, but also upside down. So we're both regaining our balance as we're letting the blood redistribute to our extremities. And very dizzily, a little bit woozily, but excitedly,
Having to
Hawkins
avoid
will
holes in the ground.
Hawkins will palms like almost pressing into the ground, standing up, frozen, staring at the river, exclaim, "Everybody, we need to go immediately. There's
Go
the
where?
there's a tentacle, and all I have to say is it needs us. I think perhaps we should. Do we need to take the boat, Darcy?
There are no cephalopods in fresh water.
You could take the boat, or you can probably reach it if you just walked along the riverbank.
slowly take down like the sunglasses I have on and just look over at you like I don't get much time to just kind of hang out. Are you being serious, or are you just kind of is this a prank? I don't want to be pranked, Flame. I really don't. Can we
Listen,
not?
I know that I've pranked you guys a couple too many times this week, but I
So many
just
times. You were
if
just
you're
up
not
in the
gonna
tree with a
believe-
hose. We thought we can all see you there. You think that you're being sneaky, but we see you. Flame.
if you're not gonna believe me, believe Ghost, and I pull out this invisible small like
Nobody else can see
dinosaur,
Ghost.
like, who's like exclaiming like silently like in my hand that I can see, like little hands just like and like I see this happening, but you guys just see my hand up, and I start walking towards the boat.
I mean,
I don't have enough balance to run.
I look at everyone else like, was there anything in their hand? Was it?
Quill, would you know, like the medical facts of staying upside down too long and how that affects your perception of
This
reality.
disorientation would very much likely happen in
Yeah.
that regard. But I will also say that they were very concerned about hosing you down, and suddenly they are not. That is equally concerning.
Yeah. I mean, I get a dig in peace, so I'm not too concerned about it.
I'm going to make sure that they're okay.
Yeah, I'll pull myself up and throw on my leather jacket over my outfit, which is like shorts and like a strappy top or something. And yeah, it's like let's just go. Yeah, let's just go hang out. Might be something interesting. Be fine. That means you'll have to take a break, Newt, just like for a sec.
There's always holes to dig wherever we go.
You're so right,
That's
buddy. You're
not
so right.
wrong.
Yeah, you're so right.
Not
Okay.
the boat though. There's
It's really deep.
specifically a sign in the boat that says no digging.
No digging.
And that is there because of past incidents, 100%.
And it's like a
There's
picture
suspicious
of
scrapes
Newt
on the
below
wall.
it. Like we're talking to you.
But Doodle does a cartoon.
Yeah.
All right. You make your way along the riverbank, and as you approach the tree line, this tentacle kind of disappears into the dark. But as it goes, it continues to beckon and asks you to follow it into the forest. As you make your way through the trees, the river flows briefly. It does a little loop through the forest. It does that a couple of times up the river. And you are now following the riverbank amongst the trees. And a little way in, there is not a... If it was in the forest, it would be a clearing, but it is in the river itself. It's almost like the bend has widened and become something of a lagoon, something of a deep pool, where it slows before it continues its pace. And floating in that pool, the shape is revealed to be a massive octopus of shimmering blue, green, and silver. As you watch, you can see, Flame, that it is surrounded by miniature horseshoe crabs. They are icy blue, and they too glimmer with this green and silver glow. They are clambering up and down tree trunks. They are along the watcher's appendages and on its head, and everybody appears to be in a state of friendship. They, in fact, as you approach, begin clicking their pincers excitedly. Yes, we'll make a gif of that, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
As the four of you approach, the three of you following behind your friend, you are all able to see this creature and its little friends as well. And before you get a chance to utter anything, this creature speaks. There is no mouth visible, no lips that move, but a voice arrives in your ears nonetheless. But it is so deep and powerful as it emanates, you can feel it in your chest as well. And it simply says, "A storm is coming. A storm is coming, and there are few who can sense it. We believe the four of you will become aware of it before most here. And thus, you four would be the best hope to stop it."
Hawkins is frozen in awe, and does release Ghost to go and play with the crabs.
They do so. And they are welcomed with open pincers.
As
Cap's jaws
Ghost,
agape.
And I will say, actually, that as Ghost makes that transition from being in Hawkins' pocket to being amongst the other Eries, it becomes visible to the rest of you. And you see this, like, blue dinosaur dragon tadpole creature.
little mini Nessie.
Okay, cool. The special effects like really good. Like I don't know. Like, is this like an escape room or something? Flame? Because this is really cool. Like, I'll go up to like one of the crabs and I'll start like trying to.
Oh
give it
yeah,
a little-
Samantha's also doing that as
Oh,
well,
oh,
so
oh!
trying to poke at it.
They
It's
skitter away from
interactive.
you. They
Wow.
don't. They kind of make gestures as if like back off or I'll
Oh,
get
oh,
you.
oh.
But
Okay,
they
I'm
don't.
sorry.
They don't actually land a blow.
Okay, I respect you. I respect you, animatronic crabs. Okay, cool.
Gabby is
Hawkins-
looking up at the sky like it's not cloudy. There's no literal storm coming in.
Oh, it's a beautiful summer's day. Not
Gabby
a cloud in the
being
sky.
Gabby would have known the days like barometric pressure. Like there's no storm front. Or based on where the jet stream currently is, we are having a collective auditory hallucination.
And visual.
And smell. It smells weird around here.
Very briny.
Yeah. Cool.
Speaking of smell, Hawkins will take a deep inhale as they walk forward towards all of the Eries and will like sit in the sand. I'm assuming there's like sand by the water.
Yeah, it's quite
yeah.
muddy sand, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll sit anyway. We got a hose. We're fine. And hold out a hand against the ground, probably just hand covered in mud also to let like a crab crawl on it if they so choose.
They do.
And we'll stand up with a crab in hand, looking at the watcher and looking at the Eerie and asking it very, very seriously, how could we help? And like looking at the watcher as well, because that's where the voice came from.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Watcher. This giant octopus is the Watcher, and these tiny horseshoe crabs are the Eries. And the octopus, the Watcher, says, "There is a curse. This curse will spread throughout Clawfoot Creek, and you will do well to be on your guard. Once upon a time, your predecessors inspired the townsfolk to rise up against this curse. In the fall of 1962, in fact. The same clouds gather now on the horizon. The same fate will threaten your homes. Unless you are keen-eyed, smart-witted, sharp-tongued, and strong-willed. Unless you work together. This is my will." And with that, starting with the Eries, starting with the crabs nearest to you, everything that you see begins to disappear into the darkness once more. The Watcher's eyes are the last things that remain visible, and they move to each of you in turn. And then they are gone.
There's like a beat, and then Cap is like, "Yeah, yes, real good. That's really good. Yeah, yeah, very impressive."
I never thought I would say this, but is it safe to dig a hole there? What's down there? What's in there?
That is we will find out when we pick up with episode 1 of the Coldwater Curse in this series
Prologue.
of Cryptid Creeks, ran by Girls Run These Worlds. A massive thank you to Hatchling Games for giving us this opportunity, for giving us this quick start and the playlist and all this sort of stuff. If you have liked what you have seen, the game comes to Kickstarter on September 5th. Highly, highly recommend you check it out. Back it if you can. Support this incredible little indie developer who's been doing incredible things over the last couple of years. Thank you very much for joining us for this session 0. We hope we've given you some inspiration, some tools to start running this yourself and bring your friends safely and happily together to tackle their own curse. The next episode will be where we begin the adventure itself. And as we go, we're going to guide you through all the basics of getting started, the moves, the dice mechanics, everything that you need to be able to run this game at your own table. I very much hope that you will do so. Thank you very much, cast. Thank you for joining in and being so collaborative.
Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to this game. We will leave it there for now. We will see you in episode 1. Goodbye.
Bye.